Hey, Napster here, and in this video I am going to bring you my guide to the Kujata fight on full might. My first top tip is you need to not treat this like any other boss fight that you've faced so far in Rebirth. You need to solely focus on the elemental attunements. We are going to be using Cloud, Tifa and Aerith. So Cloud, his role is damage. You need to focus on having magic damage, so the Rune Blade is a really good option here. And stagger recovery, which is one of his weapon skills, which I'll show you in a second, is also a must. In terms of his keychain, I've used the Speed Demon keychain, but if you don't have that, then anything with like plus magic or MP will do just fine. Obviously make sure Cloud has a decent amount of HP. So definitely Fire and Ice with Elemental, just for your auto attacks. Defense, and then focused on HP. ATB boost is also a good shout to have. Obviously just assess to assess the boss. And then Prayer also is just one of my favourite materials in the game. So with his weapon skills, I've just got magic attack, stagger recovery, which is key. Restores health and MP when you stagger the boss, which we will be doing, and then ATB charge rate. So Tifa's role in this fight will just be to stagger and the other two magic elements that you haven't given Cloud. So Cloud for me has Fire and Ice. Tifa will have Lightning and Wind. The rest of the material is just up to you. Just make sure she has good magic damage. I've got 199 attack there and a good amount of HP, so my Tifa's got around 5,000 HP. It's important that her and Cloud have good HP because they will be the two characters you use 90% of the fight. Aerith, her role will just be healing and using arcane ward, so make sure she's got as much MP as possible and a good amount of health. With her items, she's just got revival just in case we need to use it, or you might need to use it. HP up, MP up, there's another HP up there just to get the 30%, and another MP up to get the 30% there. And then auto cast healing. Her health isn't that important as the other two because you will very rarely be using Aerith in this fight, so she won't get attracted by the boss. Alright, so the three main things you need for this fight is you need to keep arcane ward up at all times on Aerith, just to allow the double cast. Keep ATB gauge up on Cloud and Tifa, just so you always have one of your spells ready to use, and then use Tifa and Cloud's synergy ability to get the unlimited MP. Okay, so it's a pretty bad opening for me, just as an FYI. Look, fail, fail. You can't block this, so you just need to dodge. I don't know why I tried to do that, but essentially the first thing you need to do, turn to Aerith, try and get one ATB gauge up, and then put Arcane Ward down. You'll probably only need to cast maybe 2 or 3 of them the entire fight. So then the element that he chooses is lightning, so we just go to wind. I already have the ATB saved on Tifa for this, so I would just change to Tifa, get into that space and cast my highest ability arrow. Just got knocked out, which is a bit frustrating, but you can just go back in quickly, get your ATB up. And you want to play quite offensively because it's a race to get your ATB up to cast more spells. So there you go. So there's the pressure done there, and then you can just go to Cloud or Tifa, depending on who hasn't used the spell ability, to use their stagger. So in this example you saw Tifa was using the magic, therefore using her ATB gauge up. So Cloud's saved ATB was then focused on Focus Thrust, which is his ATB, his stagger generator. So this is where I love Prey. It's just an amazing ability. Doesn't cost you any MP, heals the whole party. So that Synchro Cyclone that I just used on Cloud and Tifa is the synergy skill that allows you to basically have unlimited MP for a short amount of time. And it's obviously great for these two characters because they will be the two characters we use. A top tip is to, when you see the boss kind of get ready to charge, just turn your camera so you can see what element it is and then get ready to use that element or weakness that you need to use, like I just did there with Cloud.
Taking over.
Fail, fail, fail. But this is the good thing about just having Aerith focus on healing, is that you can just be like kind of as offensive as possible.
It's your turn. Let me get him.
Calling fire.
Use fire on Cloud and switch to Tifa because that would be where the pressure comes in. But I've just got him staggered now.
Need a breather.
Right, it's your turn now. Right,
You're done. Any last words?
Take that. Give him hell, okay?
Fight through it.
Bring it. I'm in. One's for you. I'll take care of him.
So I decided to summon Phoenix here. You don't need to summon Phoenix at this point, or even any of the summons if you don't want to. Or, I mean, you just don't need to. To be fair, it's a complete waste of ATB. What I should have done instead was just let Aerith do her thing and carry on building up my ATB gauge on Cloud and Tifa. I just hadn't summoned Phoenix before, and for some reason in this fight at that moment I decided to check it out.
Here we go.
See, so I'm a bit screwed now with Tifa because I've used ATB gauge up, which I should have saved. See, so Phoenix has kind of screwed me a little bit because the ward has run out.
Thanks so much for everything.
So now I need to spend time putting the ward down.
I'll take care of you.
And I got very lucky here for that. But if you just don't use Phoenix and
Hang back.
make sure you keep topped up on ATB gauge, you'll be fine.
This one's for you. Get him.
So this is probably like the rest of the 9% of when you need to use Aerith in this fight, which is just to get that second arcane ward down.
Let's finish this.
Also, another top tip is use all your damaging abilities during the in-between phases of the elements. So essentially to build up the stagger as opposed to waiting for the stagger, because you just want to get him staggered as much as possible. You will do enough damage, as you can see, in this phase. The more he's staggered, the more he obviously stops using all his ridiculous AoE attacks. And then another top tip is obviously when you get to this sort of stage in the fight, just keep the kind of principles of the fight as is. So I'm not just trying to nuke everything I have with Cloud and Tifa. I'm carrying on the plan of, you know, saving the ATB, looking at what element the boss has, and then countering that.
Deal with that.
You can do it. Let me get him.
So turn into Tifa and use Focus Strike. Get your stagger gauge up as much as possible.
Bring it. Gotcha. Big fast. Hang in there. Get him. Watch yourself.
My turn. Keep it together.
Here goes. It's your turn. Okay. Let's go. One more shot.
Hang back.
Get him.
Calling it.
I'm in. I'll take care of
You're out of luck.
So yeah, that's the fight. It's pretty much a rinse and repeat. I hope that helps you. Thanks for watching.
Nothing to it.
Excellent work reigning in Kujata. To think that anyone could tame a beast of so many affinities. I cannot say where this wild steed might lead you, but I encourage you to find out. I can't help